Hey everyone, this is Zach with Gamer and Gameless. I am joined by
Aaron, Persona 4 Golden.
You were really happy about that one, weren't you?
I like to have my last name be included with my first name and something in between that makes it sound delicious.
Like a middle name?
What's Persona 4?
It's a game on Vita.
Oh, wow.
So, I kind of had to do that.
How gamer of you?
Well, it's pretty golden, I'll say that. Now, who are we talking to right now? Is that you, Gameless?
Yes, it is Elvin the Gameless.
A name so hot it sizzles. That fourth voice that you don't hear
is Bunyan.
Bunyan!
Bunyan's here.
Is that your real name, Bunyan?
I have many names. I go by many names.
What does your mom call you?
Son.
You're so funny.
that was actually really good.
That was a pretty good comeback.
And what about the menu date? What do they call you?
The menu date? Oh, the menu. I think said menu date.
I know.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I didn't say that.
Anyway,
the menu date.
Yeah.
I said menu date. I've never dated a menu before.
I like how you didn't answer that.
All right.
Hey, Zach.
Are you guys ready? Or
Yeah,
Yeah, man, let's do it.
remember, you can check us out at facebook.com/gamergameless, our website, gamergameless.com, or on Twitter at gamergameless. We're going to start off the show with how we normally start it off, which is by talking about what we've been playing.
I was going to say we usually start off by talking for 20 minutes about really stupid things other than video games, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Who wants to start?
It's very successful, I think.
I'll start off.
Wait, what? What? It's very successful.
I like the way we do our podcast. I've been liking it for a long time. That's why I'm here in this room, and with four fine gentlemen and a tortoise over there, which I guess is not a turtle. Turtle.
That's a tortoise. You got that right, Aaron. Very good.
I didn't want to say tortoise.
I have a Salcutta tortoise that's in the same room with us in its aquarium, and he's looking right at Aaron.
I'm going to throw a nacho at him.
No, I will punch you in the
This
face.
is great radio, by the way.
He's walking closer right now.
Yeah, he's
getting closer now.
He's going really fast for tortoise.
Is that what we're going to do? Are we going to narrate what this tortoise is doing?
He's like, Elvin's like Master Splinter to him.
Yeah.
You have the same skin color.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true.
Yeah, so he's going to kill you.
You're
Little
great.
brownish.
Actually, no, he's not going to kill you. You're his mentor. What am I talking about? Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, I'll start with what I'm playing. How about that?
Thank you.
Saints Row. I guess the complete. Oh, the re-elected version. Me and Zachary played that co-op. I don't know if he's including that in his what he's playing, but yeah, it's. I mean, I'm really late to the party, but it was worth it. I mean, I'm a co-op freak, and I was like, I knew the only way I'd play is co-op, and it came out. The original one came out. I think it's like August 21st, 2013, I believe, or I think that may be almost the exact.
Don't say
date.
think. You always know the dates.
I'm pretty sure that's
you
the
always
exact
know
date.
the dates.
It was the 21st Tuesday, August 2013. But I had no one to play a co-op with at the time. I was like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until it happened. It was worth it. It's super fun and it's hilarious. So that's what I'm playing.
Yeah, so just a little bit of context on that. Me and Bunyan have played Saints Row 2 and 3 together. Would have played 1 if it had co-op. And we were going to play Saints Row 4 when it came out, but a lot of stuff got in the way. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to play single player. He's like, yo, wait for me. And I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited. And I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to play it. And then like a week later, they announced that it was coming to Xbone and PS4. So yeah, we waited for that, and man, boy, was it worth it.
Super worth it. Great game. I feel like the Saints Row series does not get the praise that it deserves, because I think one thing that's really hard to accomplish in games in legitimately every genre, one of the hardest things to do is to have like varied gameplay.
Yeah.
Because when games are broken down into genres, there's only so much you can do. I love Final Fantasy, but you're doing the same thing for 40 hours. Street Fighter, you're fighting. But this has really varied gameplay. I don't want to like go into details about it because it's kind of going to spoil stuff. But
to me, the greatest thing is the dubstep gun.
Yeah,
that is hilarious and effective, I would say.
Yeah. But no, there's just a lot of different like environments you fight in, different types of fighting, like different types of combat. It's just... It's such a fantastic game.
All right, Elvin. So most gamers already know this. This is really late news, but basically, there's a gun called the dubstep gun, right? And basically, you fire at people, and it shoots all these rays, and it plays dubstep, and it just explodes people. It's just...
I'm a visual learner. Like, could you maybe not visually, but could you make the noise? What does it sound like?
Do it, bro.
Dubstep.
It's my best dubstep. I'm not great at dubstep.
I mean, it's not.
I'm better at heavy metal. Like, this is a heavy metal
No,
gun. I can
no.
just.
That's like, hold on. That's like 80s like rap metal.
That was terrible, man. What is going on with this podcast?
That's the type of metal I like. I like 80s.
All right.
80s metal.
Anyways,
I like the 80s too.
There's a lot of great stuff in the 80s.
I can't wait for a Hot Tub Time Machine
Aaron,
yeah.
coming out next month. Go ahead.
Aaron, do you want to talk about what you're playing?
I could.
Or should I?
Well,
Continue.
before I go into that, I was listening to one of my greatest albums I've ever heard in my life, When Disaster Strikes by Busta Rhymes, and it was awesome. Prior to that, I was playing some video games. I did the Exo Zombies for Call of Duty, the DLC. I had a ball with it. Like, I went to the ball, lost my glass slipper, didn't care because I was so happy about the ball. Yes, and you might know where I'm going. Anyway, I loved it. The best thing I'm liking so far, there's a lot of strategy in this game that you may not think. Okay, you think it's a horde of zombies coming at you, you got to shoot them up. Blah, 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 bam, 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 bam. But you get your boys, and then you have to set up shop sometimes, and there's a lot, and you got to make sure you got to know when the zombies are coming. You say, you get that door, I'll get this door. Let's go ahead and kill them all. Put the sentry gun right there, blast them all up. Loving it so far. I also like it right now is that they'll keep your high score and your highest level and how many kills you've got before you play each game, so you know you can try to beat that going into the next match. I'm liking it so far. I also got to play the Havoc DLC, which I like those maps a lot better than what we started with so far. I'm having a good time with that. Actually having more success for whatever reason. I'm not really good at Call of Duty, but doing that, it's good. Also played some Destiny. Got back into that. I'm at level 25, trying to get to 26 right now so we can do that raid, because I never had a chance to do so because, you know, you got to get to level 26, which is crazy to do what you want to do. Anyway, that was fun. That was good. I'm just living life right now, bro, and I'll leave it at that.
So I haven't really, I don't really care about the zombies mode in any of the Call of Duties. I mean, I've tried it in like I think all of them. I've just never been a big fan. The displaying of like the highest score you got or the highest wave you've reached, is that new to this one?
Yeah.
It's new, and maybe you probably didn't like it before, but the best part about zombies is co-op, without a doubt. Because if you play by yourself, you probably won't make it to level 4. And also when you're playing online, you play with 4 other people, and you're just kind of following that person. Okay, he's going in there. Damn, why'd you have to open that door? Now I got to worry about zombies going through that door. But when you have your buddies playing co-op, you're on the same page, same wavelength, and that's when the fun really begins. So I would suggest you do that.
So I don't know if you answered my question and I just wasn't paying attention, but is this the first time that it
I'm
displays?
telling you, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I mean,
thank you, Aaron.
You could go on the leaderboards and check, but like you're saying that when you bring it up, it shows automatically.
Right there, right before you start.
Yeah, that's totally new.
To the right, you see your friends are about to join, and then on the left, you see what your best stats are.
Oh, that's really cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I can say: if you get killed, you become a zombie, and
That's definitely new, right?
and you can get infected in this, and you can never got infected. You get killed. This time you can get infected. So now your buddies, they got to kill you.
Oh, wow.
And so you see your dead body
So
chasing
he's
them.
not really a buddy at
Yeah.
that point, right?
No,
Because he has to kill you. He's more of like an enemy.
No, and I can't control myself at that point. The AI takes over, but it's cool to see yourself, because you get to see your friend's cam and what's going on that time. So you see your body coming at your friends. Pretty funny.
That's cool. I wanted to end with what I'm playing, not to go out with a bang, but because it kind of segues into the news. I have been playing Dying Light.
Man, I hate you.
Like, is that like
That was
jealousy
really
or you
creepy,
just hate
dude.
it?
Hey, I hate you. I hate you.
So, Dying Light is a new Techland joint. If you guys played Dead Rising,
Dead Island.
there are way too many Dead games. Dead Island, it's not a sequel, but it feels a lot like it. It has very similar gameplay. Yeah, I'm liking it a lot so far. Yeah, like one of the big aspects of this game is like this whole parkour idea. So whereas in Dead Island, you were kind of confined to either a vehicle or just navigating everywhere by foot. This has a huge parkour element, and this kind of just seems like a reused trope in zombie video games. But the whole thing that makes it Dying Light is when darkness hits, when it's nighttime, the zombies are like super aggressive. They're like powerful, and they're kind of like unstoppable. Now, as I'm guessing, as I progress, because this game does have like almost like RPG style progression, that won't be an issue as much. But as it is right now, like they just demolish you at night, and it turns into like a stealth game. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it very much. It has a storyline that like it might end up being generic, but so far it's kind of cool because I feel like in most zombie games you're just a survivor.
Yeah.
In like the plot to this is, and like they haven't explored it much, but you are sent to this like this city called Haran, I believe, and you are tasked with finding this like file that has like the cure, and that's the whole objective, is to find that. Someone has it, and I think, I don't remember, I think something like it could potentially be used as like a weapon. So that's like double the reason why you have to get it. But I mean, I like that it has that twist on it instead of like, I love the Dead Rising games, but all the Dead Rising games are like, oh, I'm in this unfortunate circumstance, now I have to be a survivor. Yeah. And that's cool, but I feel like it's a super duper reused trope.
Right. And we've talked about this too. Is that, you know, it really just depends what kind of zombie fix that you like and that you want to play. You know, for me, I like the hordes coming at me. Let's take them down in waves. Zach, what I'm hearing right now is that you like it because, you know, there's parkour in it. You know, there's a little, you know, there's strategy as well. There's missions you got to do. There's, you know, they always send you out and stuff that you have to help, you know, bring back the supplies to the camp. You know, you got to go ahead and just basically survive, but you know, there's a story mode to it, and it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like hordes in it. It's not so much like you're super duper powerful where you can face these hordes with no problem,
right.
But there definitely is you pouring through like crowds of enemies, yeah. Especially at night. Like they start to pile up and stuff. But yeah, it's a really like I'm enjoying it very much, a lot more than I thought I was going to.
But you don't just fight zombies in this game, do you?
You fight humans because there's other survivors.
Did I hear there's a drug lord in this game?
Well, I mean, there's two warring factions. There's like the survivors. I don't know if it's a drug lord.
Zombies need the drugs, man.
I think it's a warlord.
A warlord.
Warlord of Draenor. No, there's just two warring factions basically, and one is like evil and one is good. And I think you fight survivors, but to my knowledge, that I'm unaware of any drug lord. But yeah. Anyways, that's gonna bring us to our first piece of news. Dun, dun, dun.
News.
Ouch.
Yeah, that hurt my eardrums as well.
Hey, you know what? Can we do a news wrap?
Well, Aaron, you don't have to ask me twice.
Bring the beat.
Who's?
It's the news.
News. Who's?
News. Brandon, no.
All right, that's enough. All right, that's enough.
I was gonna go faster to the third power of being fast,
and that's why I was like, all right, we gotta stop.
And Brandon, you're just making breathing noises. It's terrible.
Boogers almost came out my nose right now. Sorry about that.
Terrible.
All over the mic.
Anyways, so a little bit of controversy happened. So typically what happens is when a game comes out, sites and different just outlets that are going to review it request review copies from the developers.
Yeah.
And typically these come out anywhere from like a week to more before. Like I think like Nintendo is known for getting their copies out really soon. Like we saw reviews of Bayonetta like a month before it came out, like seriously, like weeks. But definitely they try to give it to whatever the company is reviewing it. They try to give it to them with enough time for them to beat the game, play the game substantially to give an adequate review. The review code for Dying Light for most game outlets or game media outlets didn't go out until the day of or the day before.
And why do you think that happened?
I don't. So here's let me backtrack. Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah.
Unity.
Me and Brandon on the same page.
Unity is probably the best word about that game.
So Unity. So the thing is with Unity, right? Is Unity had a embargo, as most games do, but Unity had like a really late embargo, like the day of at like noon.
Yeah.
And the whole idea behind game journalism and reviewing games is someone can read a review before they go out and buy it. But with the Unity situation, technically the reviews weren't allowed to be released, but people could go buy the game already, which kind of breaks the whole industry. And now there's no clear-cut reason for this.
I think there's a reason.
Well, I mean, no, but I'm saying like there's no like scientifically proven reason. There's speculation, which is most likely that they knew their game was going to be either poorly reviewed or have technical issues at launch.
Yeah, it's all about getting, to me, and I could be wrong. Let's get as much sales as we can before a review gets out in the first place, because we know there's some problems with our game. Let's get those sales day one. I don't know. That's how I look at it when I see like, okay, these games are not being sent to media outlets to go ahead and review, and before the game comes out. And I think that is probably that. I mean, there's strategy to it. I mean, come on now, you're releasing a game. This is the first time that they're releasing Dying Light 2. This is the first Dying Light of the franchise. There's probably gonna be a second one. Obviously, it's what they do. But yeah, so it's the first one. Let's get it out there as soon as we can. Well, not as soon as we can, but they delayed it, I think. But get it out there so before people can review it. Let's get some sales, and then okay, we'll get the reviews later on. But I think that's what happened.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Dying Light, is this one of, what do you call it, AAA game?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so did they spend a lot of money on advertising this game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw commercials and you saw
Yes.
ads, you saw YouTube things, you saw trailers, you saw all this stuff.
So they started showing trailers for this, I want to say, maybe even before the next or the current gen systems launched.
We saw this at E3 last year.
I think it was.
okay.
I think it may have been before that. Like I know it's been for like they've been talking about this game for a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, like this is the first major release of 2015.
Okay.
But the interesting thing is, for me at least, is like I said, and I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority here, but I enjoy it a lot. So, and this is another reason why I say it's speculation, because we don't know, we'll never really know why this happened. We can speculate reasons why, but to me, there hasn't been a reason for them to withhold the game. Mm-hmm. Like Assassin's Creed Unity was like super polarizing. Like some people liked it, some people don't, and there was a whole bunch of instances of like graphical like issues. One picture made its way to the internet, and then like just it blew up. Yeah, it totally went viral, and it's like the main character having like this really intimate conversation with like the love character in it.
Yep.
And she doesn't have like a face. Like her face is just like not there.
Yeah,
it's actually it's hilarious.
It's like eyeballs and teeth floating.
Yeah. So there was a lot of like random bugs with that.
That reminds me. What was that game you guys showed me that you make a player? It's like was it basketball game or football game?
It was. I think was it live or NBA 2K?
I think it was 2K.
Okay.
Oh man,
2K.
that was like
that is so great. Just the whole making like these terrible.
That's so
creations.
great. They're like zombies. Or if you ever saw the movie The Goonies, it looked like Chunk.
Exactly.
Baby Ruth. Can I ask another question about Dying Light?
Yeah.
Normally, when do they send out the media kits and the whole preview the game, play it, do some reviews?
Usually a couple days before.
Well, I mean,
Or
probably
not a
more,
week, not a week before.
further than that. I mean, it really depends on the company, because, like I said, Nintendo.
Another AAA game. Give me an example.
Bayonetta 2.
Okay.
If memory serves correct, it was I'm going to say at least the review was available at least 3 weeks before it came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8, the review was at least 2 weeks. I mean, it was probably more.
And it hits IGN and all the big sites.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I remember the earliest I ever seen a review in my entire life was it was for Star Fox 64. I can't remember this. So it was the June issue of EGM magazine, Electronic Gaming Monthly, which doesn't exist anymore.
I think it does.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like an online. Yeah, it's
yeah.
an online thing. I mean, it's not the same, but they don't have the same staff. But anyways, so it was a June issue, but the June issue comes out a whole month earlier. So
I don't know how you remember this.
I remember everything.
No, he does. That's why I called him out on his dates.
He has like a. It's weird.
When it comes to video games, I remember all stupid dates. But anyways, so it was the June. It was the June issue, which is in May. It was probably like middle of May when this magazine came out, and they had a review for Star Fox 64. Star Fox 64 did not come out till June 30th. So that was the earliest in my. I mean, it was just torture waiting for that game because I seen the reviews. I was like, I wanted it so bad, and I knew it was supposedly good, but it was like a month and a half. I had to wait till it came out.
And this was before trailers and anything, right? It was
Yeah,
just pictures.
It's, yeah, this is pictures. I mean, I think this is 1997.
Yeah, crazy.
And like, I mean, there is like a balance that has to happen because like, specifically with Bayonetta and Mario Kart 8, I'm just thinking of like recent examples where the embargo date was so far before the game came out that you lose steam. If all right, let's say Dying Light gets a 9.5. If they get to 9.5, people are going to get excited. Then they're going to want to go out and buy it relatively soon.
Right away, yeah. Right away.
Imagine you read a review for Dying Light and find out it doesn't come out for another 3 to 4 weeks.
And it's like a 5.
That or even
Yeah.
no,
No,
even
no,
if
I
it's
understand it. I understand the mentality.
yeah, but I'm just saying that's the difficulty with like striking a balance of like when to have like your embargo lift.
And this is the first of its franchise too for Dying Light.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people will say. I mean, like, and I still feel this way where it's like it's an unofficial Dead Island 2. And they are making a Dead Island 2. I don't know if Techland is doing it, but yeah, it's very much in the same vein. Like I said, the only real additions from it is the lack of vehicles, but that's replaced with parkour, and then the lack of like a really generic like progression system. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know, maybe when I go and turn it on tomorrow, it's gonna have all these issues, and maybe it gets really bad.
Yeah.
But so far, I'm like 2-3 hours in, and I think the campaign's something like 10.
Yep.
I've enjoyed it very much. Like one of the big highly hyped up games last year, the two hyped up like survival horror games was Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
And
that didn't do well. I remember
Evil Within. I think this is better than both of those.
Okay. Would you say it's a game of the year so far?
It's funny that you say that.
It's funny
By
because
process of
year just
elimination.
started.
By
Yeah.
process of elimination, probably.
By the way, for audience, I'm showing Elvin pictures of the Assassin's Creed Unity glitch. I'm showing on my
That's
phone.
so scary. That is so scary. There's people with no faces.
Yeah, just some teeth floating.
The last picture he just showed me of is like it looked like a romantic scene, and the girl's really like and the other face is just not there. Yeah, it's like there's a
there's
hole
some-
in the face.
There's some
pretty
teeth
great.
floating and some eyeballs.
Yeah, it's
But
really
Zach, I
bad.
wanted to say one more thing. Last year, we felt like we were beta testers. The game, most of these games that came out didn't really work, and so that kind of pissed me off, and it pissed off a lot of people too. So now what I'm doing is that I will not try the game unless I see a review. Well, I'll say this: I will try the game, but I don't think I'll buy it unless it gets a really good review.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, $60.
Yeah,
for
it's
these
$60
games.
cash. So
and credit.
I got to
sometimes.
first of all, I got
what I was gonna say,
I got
or
to hear
check.
that the game is working in itself. Okay, now it's working. That's great. I'm not going to be a beta tester of this game. And then is it worth it? Is it worth my time? Because there's a lot of games coming out this year that I am kind of excited for, and not to mention my backlog is freaking huge for PlayStation. So yeah. So now I'm not just going to jump out of the gate and just buy the game anymore. It's gonna have to sell me.
Like this is gonna open up a whole can of worms that I will try to quickly shut. There have been quote unquote broken games, but they've been so Master Chief Collection, absolute disaster. Absolute disaster.
Is that fixed, by the way?
No, I mean I think they're starting.
You
they're
can play
starting,
it now.
They're starting a preview program.
A beta program, yeah.
Yeah, preview program is essentially a beta program for people in the preview program for Xbox One. So what happens is every month Xbox One rolls out updates to their UI, to their console, and stuff like that. The preview program for Xbox One, they get that early so they can see all the features that they're going to add to Xbox One. So if you're part of that, I think you're eligible to be part of the Halo Master Chief Collection Xbox One preview beta program, which is essentially saying we are trying so many matchmaking things that we want to try them out to a smaller community first to see if it changes.
Oh, and I don't think this has ever happened where the games came out a few months ago. Now there's a beta just to see if it's going to work. Yeah. Usually it's the beta before the game comes out.
You know, here's a fun fact. If I remember, Bunyan, weren't you a game tester at one point?
Yep. Yeah.
And how long did you spend on a game? Like, give me an example of one game you worked on that actually made you.
I only game tested for one day. I was there for 4 months, but yeah. I mean,
what game was it?
It's called Time Shift. It was an okay game. I mean,
so you spent 4 months full time.
Yeah,
testing just this game.
It started off. It was like 40 hours a week, and eventually moved up to like 80 or 90 hours a week
for this one game.
For one game.
So what's happening with all these games now that aren't working?
Well, I can go ahead.
Well, one of the things it's saying is that just this new generation is a lot trickier to program on than people intentionally realize. Because every time. Every time you move to a new platform, it's like a new set of challenges and coding, and just people just didn't they underestimated how difficult it is to program on this generation. Even though it's supposed to be easier, it's just more difficult to perform on this generation.
Yeah, and as far as specifically thinking of the Master Chief Collection, it is also essentially 4 games. So whereas Bunyan was game testing for 1,
yep,
this is 4 games in 1. Also there's a huge online component for each of those games.
Hey, not an excuse. If it doesn't work, don't release it.
Oh, no, I fully agree. But I'm just
stop
saying,
defending them, Zach.
I fully agree.
Who do you work for?
I think
I wouldn't take this time to mention to our listeners that Elvin is very sarcastic, but he doesn't have a soul.
Yeah.
So you can't tell when he is.
Yeah.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it doesn't make it right. Like, I bought it and I was burned by it. Like, I bought it and I kept it for a good 3-4 weeks, and I still never I found a game, but anytime I would find a game, it would be incredibly unbalanced. It would be like 2 against 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like I'm burned by it, but you have games like Assassin's Creed Unity, which has some bugs in it, but it's not like every single copy is bugged.
Yeah.
And it's more of like if anyone here has played Unity like pushes the envelope as far as how many characters can be on screen. So because of that, and it's an open world, there's a lot of variability that happens. So it's not like everyone who's played Unity has had a bad experience. I played like 3 to 4 hours of it, and I didn't have a single graphical issue.
The comparison, and this is the only game I think I ever really played because I was forced to buy it by Zach, is Titanfall.
Yeah.
That was a perfect release, right? When people say that's a perfect release.
Yeah.
I mean,
Aaron?
like as far as like functionality, yes.
Aaron?
Yeah, it was.
There was nothing wrong with that at all. That's proof that you can program.
And then we had another big game with online play was Destiny.
Yeah.
How'd that do?
Destiny is fine.
Very good.
Right off the bat?
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
No problem.
And then we have Halo Master Chief Collection. What happened?
It's a train wreck.
Yeah, so dude, what's going on?
I think that. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I would say it was probably honestly the worst launch of all time. I can't think of a game I know Call of Duty 2. I mean, that was a long time ago. When it first came out, it was really laggy. But I think 2000. That was 2000. I think it was 2005.
Back when they're still trying to done discovering the internet.
If Bungie still owned Halo, this would never happen. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
I disagree with that.
You saw with Destiny. I mean, look, in the previous Halos, there was never a problem with Bungie.
Yeah, I mean,
once again, all right, Bungie made Halo 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
343 made Halo 4. Then 343 made all 4 of those games again with upgraded graphics, integrated online, and cohesive online
on one disc.
So it was, I mean, and once again, I'm not defending them because, like I said, I think I'm the only one here that bought it, and then
I bought it day one as well.
You bought Master Chief Collection?
I still have it right now.
Yeah, I bought it, and I traded in. But you do have to take in consideration that they did something that no one has ever done before.
No, I will say that for when it works, it is a great, phenomenal buy, without a doubt. And I still play. I was playing it about a week ago. I was having a great time with it. It looks so beautiful, guys. It's so beautiful, man. And so, had it worked from day one, that was probably going to be my favorite game.
Yeah, I mean, I was very much excited for it. But I mean, I just think it's unfair to say that if Bungie would have handled it, it would have been cool.
Well, I think Bungie hasn't had it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has Bungie ever had problems like this?
Has Bungie launched 4 games in one with a cohesive online system?
I mean, you have to look to
not 4 games in one, but they did Halo 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But I think Halo 3 and Halo 2, they still are on servers at the same time. I think they were, right?
Halo, they're separate servers.
I know they're not the same.
And
server.
Halo 1, Halo 1 didn't have online component at all.
No, not to Halo 2, I know.
I mean, Halo 2, I mean, for it, in its defense, it had a lot of problems. In its defense, it was like the first really major online console shooter.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember all the cheating. There was so many. There was so many exploits, so bad. I don't know if you remember. They had to reset the stats, and I was mad because I just got to level 15. It was like
cheating.
Like it was super hard to get to level 15, and I joined this group of guys who were really good, and they were just killing everyone. And I got to level 15. Next day, reset everything because there was just so much cheating online.
Yeah,
oh, man,
so we have to move on to the next topic, but I just want to really quick mention this, Elvin. Like I know you didn't play Halo 2. I mean, I think you probably played it.
I actually
briefly,
did play Halo 2.
But I doubt you played it online extensively.
No.
There was something called stand buying. Now, I still don't fully understand. My comprehension of it is that there were some cable modems, and this was before cable modems were so popular, that had something that would temporarily stop all bandwidth. So on a router. So there were specific routers that let you press that, right? And they called it stand buying, and it happened very, very frequently. Yeah. And what would essentially do is it would bring everybody in the game to a now loading screen or attempting to reestablish connection screen, except for the person that pressed it. So you would you'd freeze time. So what would happen? And it's funny because I think back at it, and it was very frustrating, but it was also hilarious. Like a game would start, it would be like teams or capture the flag, and then we'd start walking, and then all of a sudden our character would start moving weird, and it'll go to a blue screen, and it'll say it's attempting to reestablish connection. Tempting to reestablish connection. And then after 15 seconds, it'll go back to the game, and the score will be 2-0. We're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So I mean, there was cheating galore. But
did they ever fix that?
Yeah, they did. They did. But then people got modded Xboxes later, and the cheating was even worse. It was even worse. I mean, basically, you could take you remember the plasma pistol, the one you charge, right?
Yeah.
You could charge that, right? So basically, there's some mod where you charge that, and anything you aim at instantly is dead. So you would just aim at people, and they would die instantly. So it was so I mean, maybe that's a different problem, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different set of problem. It's a cheater problem versus a functionality problem. But Aaron's right the way that technically Bungie's never had any really bad launches. I mean, when Halo 3 came out, there was just a huge surge of people on Xbox Live. But
Bungie would have had a beta for the Master Chief Collection before it came out. I have no doubt they would have.
I totally disagree. But let's move on. So a game I've been wanting to get for a very long time is Elder Scrolls Online, because I like MMOs and I like Elder Scrolls. But I was waiting for it to come to consoles. So before, I believe when the next gen system or the current gen systems were announced, they talked about this coming out.
I was excited for it.
And then they're like, all right, it's going to come out June 2014. And then June 2014 hit, and they're just sitting around well, hopefully it'll come out soon. Then they're like, all right, it's for sure. They're going to be like
October.
ZeniMax said, we're really sorry, guys. It was a lot more complicated than we realized. We're going to move it to October. And then October, like we talked about before in previous episodes of this podcast, is October is very, 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 very,
Wait. What month?
Rocktober, man.
Rocktober! Rocktober!
But the idea is that they delayed it for 5 months, 4, something like that. I don't know. They delayed it. And I was like, all right, I mean, I understand it's a fully online game. But as this happened, it was already on PC. And PC, I mean, it was doing okay on PC. But the thing that no one really understands, like they've tried to make MMOs of Star Wars, I mean, it's like the Old Republic, so many games, but it's so like incredibly difficult to make an MMO successful because of World of Warcraft. Like that has like a total chokehold on the market.
Yeah,
and like
as it should.
So everyone talked about how pretty much. No matter what they did, unless they like tripled their subscriber base, that they're gonna have to go to free to play eventually, and that's what happened. And they announced an official release date for the console version, which they have in the past, but it's in June again, so a full year delay. But the good thing is, when it comes out, it is going free to play. And when I say free to play, they use the terminology free to buy. Because you have to buy the game initially, and there's just no subscription. Like that's how it is with Guild Wars. Guild Wars, you buy the game, you don't have to pay monthly like World of Warcraft.
Now the ESO, this is the game following Skyrim, right?
It's not. I don't think it's following. I don't think there's like a timeline for it, but it. I mean,
it's in the same world,
the same universe. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about Elder Scrolls?
Yeah.
You're saying you buy the game, and there's no subscription fee, but do you have to pay for any DLC?
Yes. But I don't think they've described what the DLC is. So one of the things you can buy, they're talking about when it comes to consoles, there's and you can still pay monthly. And if you pay monthly, you get these things called crowns, which are like you can exchange for different. Like,
I know what a crown is, Zach.
No, they're not actual crowns.
I know what a crown is.
This game is also available. It's on PC already. It's been on PC for a while now.
All right.
And by the way, they're changing the name to Tamriel Unlimited. So Skyrim is I think the country.
Yeah,
I think in Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Tamriel, is it the world or is it the continent?
I think it's the continent.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the same. I think technical world, but it's a different continent. So yeah. But I'm excited for it. They said there are going to be microtransactions, which are like buying stuff like this.
Yeah.
But
So they're not going to lose any money because they're going against WoW. They're going to make their money.
I mean, and here's the interesting thing about it. And I remember Bunny telling me this years ago, is that there was a Lord of the Rings online, and they had the same type of subscription status that World of Warcraft had, where it was like $15 a month or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they actually like doubled their revenue once they went free, because you could still pay for like downloadable content and stuff like that, which they made a lot of their money off of. Like two of the biggest games right now are Dota, which is Defense of the Ancients. No, it's actually, there's like a lot of things. It's not even called Defense of the Ancients. It's just called Dota now, because Defense of the Ancients is owned by the dudes who made League of Legends. It's a mess, but it's not an acronym anymore. But Dota and League of Legends are two massive games that are free to play, but reel in more money than like almost any game. Like,
even more than WoW now, right? Isn't it?
Well, here's the thing. Elvin, I told you about this. Is in the summer they had, and they have these pretty frequently. They had both games are the same to me. I think they had a Dota like world championship where the winners got like 15 million or some absurd amount like that. Like, these games pull in so much money, and you know what? It's a free game. You can buy things, and most of these things are just aesthetic.
I'm sorry. Did you just say that somebody won 15 million playing a video game?
I think it was a group of like 4 people.
All right, could we stop doing the stupid podcast and focus on playing video games?
That's what I've been trying to do.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of McChickens, guys.
So many McChickens.
It's funny. I met an artist who came and talked.
What's his name? Van Gogh.
His name is Justin Fields. I remember he came into.
Hey, shout out to Justin Fields.
Shout out to Justin.
I'm sure he's listening.
We haven't been saying that. Shout out to anybody.
We haven't been shouting
announced.
out to many people.
Yeah. Shout out to Justin Fields. I know he's not going to listen to this, but anyways, he came into one of my classes one time, and we were talking about just Call of Duty and everything, and how he said he went professional. And I said I kind of want to do that at times, but I feel like it'd take the fun out of it. He said, "Yeah, man. Honestly, once you're playing a game to pay your rent, suddenly the game changes completely." So that's
it becomes awesome.
That sounds like the first line of dialogue in Tron.
It's like, hey man, it's like you're playing a video game for a living. That sounds like there's nothing. I can't find anything wrong with that in any way whatsoever.
The game isn't fun anymore.
And
you hate the game.
I will slap anyone's face that says that. That is making money doing that.
And
you have to win.
It's the same game.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
No, I don't care.
You say that now.
You will hate it. I mean,
I've played WoW for like significant amount of time in one sitting, and just been disgusted with myself. Like, and I couldn't imagine doing that. Like, well, I gotta pick it back up so I can make money.
But were you being paid $10,000 a month to play that game?
No,
I mean, would your outlook? Would it matter? Is what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess the thing is you have to win. See, so what happens is they compete.
That's the thing. Like,
that's the thing.
No, but you're doing it because you're good.
Yeah, but
there's other good people.
So you have
to get better, bro.
The pressure. I mean, like I heard recently, maybe like a year or so ago. I forgot that some of the top gamers. I forgot what it was Call of Duty or some gamers. But basically, this dude had his own gaming team, and they moved them all into this one giant big house, and they'd all play together, which sounds really awesome. But so they could learn from each other.
Suspicious, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyways, they were playing together all the time, so they could get better, so they could perform. But I'm just saying there is a pressure to it. You know, you have to perform and you have to win. You know, and yeah, I think I mean, I don't know MLG very much, but I mean,
Major League Gaming, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot of it, but I mean, you know, I doubt every payoff is as huge as that one. You know what I mean? Like,
I watched those highlights
definitely.
and stuff. Those are so fun to watch, man. It's just I wish it was that good.
Well, you know, I'm like I listen to NPR, okay, which makes me. What does that make me, Zach?
Bad person.
A bad person. Okay. Anyway, it's National Public Radio.
I'm joking.
Yeah, and that's like my major news source. I read that and I listen to it, and I've been listening to it for years. Okay, years and years and years. And about 2 months ago, randomly, for the first time ever, they were talking about video game competitions. So you have to
esports.
Yeah, you have to understand that. We're going from playing down by the Ukrainians, Russians involved, to hey, new thing, gaming competitions and billion dollar industry, all this different stuff, streaming, filling stadiums in Japan, I was like, what? Where are we? Like, what is going on, man?
We are in the dream world.
Yeah, it's
paradise.
It's crazy. So again, why are we doing this podcast? Can we just focus, dude? I will fund you. I will fund a Call of Duty team. I will put all my money.
I have seen Bunyan score like 40-1 in one game.
I'm pretty good. I like playing for fun, man. I can't play for. It takes. Once it loses its fun,
I'm
it's just
punch you in the face.
Elvin, when what is it called? Evo. I don't know why I forgot.
Yeah, Evo.
When Evo rolls around this year, I want to show you. We'll sit down. We'll have some sunflower seeds. I want to show you the finals in like 3 different games, just to see how intense it is, and realize that there's a lot on the line.
Well, you don't have to show me anything because me and Bunyan are going to be there. I'm going to sponsor you. Dude, I'm going to be in your corner, massaging your shoulders, getting you ready.
Icing up his face.
Ice up your face.
Massaging his hands.
Yeah, I will massage your hands. For $1 million, I will massage your hands.
Dude, you need your hands massaged after like these fighting games.
Dude,
I cramp up.
I will buy you a power glove, and you're gonna win that competition.
Have it modded.
By the way, you know that guy? You know the wizard, right?
Yeah, the wizard.
The
Awesome.
guy was the guy Lucas is like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Sex offender now.
No.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
like, yeah. You remember the wizard, right?
What?
Yes. The guy. What's not Fred Savage or any of that. It's the guy like they go see the guy Lucas who's like super good.
The guy who competes against them.
Yeah.
Not the super competition, but before that when they're on their way over there.
Well, he touched someone he wasn't supposed to touch, and he's a sex offender now. Like,
what?
Yeah, crazy, right? Yeah.
All right,
terrible.
Let's get into some more positive news. Are you guys looking forward to Borderlands 3? Well, you're gonna have to wait because it's not in development yet.
Waiting is not the first time for me at all.
I mean, that's crazy because I don't know. Some games get turned around really fast now, but it means we're like. I mean, if it's just starting right now, I don't know.
Like it hasn't started. So let me just set the stage for this. Borderlands 3. Everyone loves Borderlands. It's become a very, very popular game, and as well it should. I still stand by
awesome.
that Borderlands is a better game than Destiny. But that's another topic for right now.
You think any game is better than
no.
Destiny, so that's not fair
Yeah,
for
well,
you to say.
Destiny's a bad game. But anyway, so the whole thing with Borderlands, everyone loves it because it has like really witty writing. It has a story, unlike Destiny. I really like it. To me, it's like a better loot grind game, whatever. But everyone was like, "Oh, Borderlands 3 is totally going to come out." They made the pre-sequel, and everyone was like, "The pre-sequel is like Borderlands 2.5, just until Borderlands 3 comes out on next-gen consoles, going to blow everybody away." And like, so the first ever, like how I talked about PAX earlier when it was before we started recording. PAX, the first ever PAX South happened. I believe it was in San Antonio. So that was cool, and everyone knew that Gearbox, the creators of Borderlands, had a panel, and they teased it. They were like, "You're gonna learn about Borderlands 3 there." So everyone was like, "Oh, Borderlands 3 is gonna get announced," because they said you're going to learn about Borderlands 3. And Randy Pitchford, the head of Gearbox, basically said he debunked that whole idea that Borderlands 3 was already in development, because Borderlands 2, Bunyan, when did it come out?
It came out 2012 September.
That is
I
ridiculous.
I think it was like September 19th.
What?
It was within 10 days of that, either earlier or later.
What? That is.
I remember I wanted it for my birthday, but I just didn't have time.
Bunyan, what day did we become friends?
I want to say October, probably October.
Start of school year.
Because I transferred in your class late. October, probably middle of October, 1995.
Oh my gosh.
All
That's
right,
so awesome.
That's ridiculous.
I'm going to say that's the day.
And Elvin is probably about March 20, like 20 something. It was on your birthday party. I think it was like the 24th maybe of March, 2011.
Well, it's crazy. My birthday is actually March 21st, so I'll give you that 3-day pass
Grace.
there. Grace.
It was on
But
your
that's
it was on your
incredible.
party because was your party on the actual day?
No,
No, it wasn't.
what's even
It
more
wasn't.
important is that
This is Timecast.
he knows what my birthday month is. That's incredible.
Time
This
shift.
is timer and timeless. But anyways, yeah. So like it was like the whole it was perfect, a perfect place to announce Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
But then what Randy Pitchford ended up saying was that, like, I think his direct quote was something along the lines of, "Most people think that we're working on Borderlands 3 right now. In reality, we haven't even started it yet." Something along those lines. And then he used his presentation to say, like, he used like a graphic of, here's the team we used for Borderlands 1. And
Yeah.
it's like 10 characters. Obviously, it's more than that, but like the representation that he used on screen was that. He's like, here's the team we used for Borderlands 2, which came out, and you said 2012, right?
Yeah.
So it's 3 years ago. And then it's like maybe 15, 20, maybe 30 characters.
Well, they're also remastering it too.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But he was like, here's the team we would need for what we want to do for Borderlands 3. And it's like 400 characters. And he's like, so we need this many people. If you guys have an idea of what you want for Borderlands... He's like, but we need your help. If you guys have an idea of what you want for Borderlands 2 or Borderlands 3, let us know. Help us out. So it's kind of like, not only are they most likely not working on it, there's no like development idea. There's no timeline.
This whole show, this whole announcement was just a big old suggestion box.
I mean, that's kind of how PAX is, but they still reveal games at PAX. They still like PAX is very much like insider baseball, but that is super insider baseball. That's like, yeah. So I mean they did, and like this is exactly what I mean is they revealed like DLC for the pre-sequel that's already out, and they revealed DLC character for pre-sequel, which is like a big deal. But yeah, man, it's just
Who's the DLC character?
the Baroness.
Well, what's so special about the Baroness?
She shoots out like ice shards. It's cool. I'll show you the trailer later.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just kind of like it's just interesting. Like we had this whole idea that all right, I'm not gonna go on a Destiny rant, but everyone wants more content in Destiny. Imagine if we're like, all right, we're probably gonna get a new DLC. I think House of Wolves is coming out pretty soon. But imagine if we're gonna get a new DLC in September or October because they have to keep people interested. And imagine if then they're like, hey, we have an announcement to make. we might start working on DLC in the next few months. Like it's like inconceivable.
Well, hey, what's the game life on a game like Destiny before another one comes out?
Well, see, Destiny is kind of a first of its kind.
Couple years, 2 years, 3 years.
I mean, well, they said they already know like what they want to do for the next Destiny, whatever that means. If there's going to be a 2, but the thing is with Destiny is they have downloadable content, not frequently, but when they do, it's like enough to keep people into it, keep coming back. So I mean, like I imagine if there's going to be another Destiny,
I would say 2017.
That's a fair
because we're already in 15. We're already in 15, and I mean, they still have some DLC. I feel like 2017, like September 2017. That's my date. Everyone remember that, all right? September 2017 comes along. That's when new Destiny's coming out. I bet.
Yeah, we're gonna move away from Borderlands.
Well, hold on, real quick. I just want to say one quick thing. You know, I mean, I knew a lot of details, but you telling me more about that, about showing, displaying like how many people they need. That actually excites me because I don't want to ruin anything too much from Borderlands, but it excites me how big of a game it could be because. How the way it ends, Aaron. I'm not gonna say it's major storyline points, but you know how basically. I mean, not the storyline's that deep, but it's pretty.
About Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 is that so when basically they're always like they're vault hunters. They're trying to get to this thing called the vault for whatever reason, right?
Oh, I forgot about this.
And
part.
always you land on a planet, and you're like, okay, the vault's here with it, get it, and everything. You're just on that planet all the time. Well, the way Borderlands 2 ends, it's so awesome because after you beat the last boss. Then you find about the vault, and then this like galaxy map comes up, and it shows a planet. I'm getting goosebumps right now, by the way, audience. Right now, super hard goosebumps. Yeah. Anyways, it shows this galaxy map come up, and it shows all these vaults on all these different planets. Yeah. So it was almost like they were teasing like a Destiny-like game before Destiny even came out. So it almost makes me imagine, God, I have such goosebumps right now. So it's so hard to talk.
It's showing a map with all these vaults, but you can't go to that map, right?
No, because it's the end of the game.
It's the end of the game.
So they're showing that it's an expanded like universe.
Yeah, so
because they're like the whole point of this game, you got to get to this vault. When you go in, there's just stuff called iridium. It could change everything. Blah blah blah. Like this is crazy. And then it's like, oh yeah, there's a lot more of these. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's the way the game ends. It shows like all these different planets come up and all these vaults, and it makes me think, holy crap! Showing how big they want to make their team, it's got to be pretty damn awesome. I mean, awesome. I'm just saying like normally I want games to come out fast.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely, man. And I'm okay with them with Borderlands 3 taking their time because man, look, I'm kind of ashamed to say this, but. Borderlands 1 and 2, that's also in my backlog. I haven't even played it.
Yeah, 2.
Once you play
I haven't even played it.
You don't have to touch 1. You could just go straight to 2. I mean, 2 has it's a really crazy, awesome storyline considering, like I said, you're a character with no voice. It's really... I mean, seriously, just wait for the handsome one, and I'm down to play through it again.
So we're gonna.
I'm gonna get the remastered version. For sure.
We're gonna talk about that. Is they announced? I believe though. I think like seriously, the day after our last podcast went up, the Handsome Collection, which is Borderlands 2 with all the DLC and Borderlands pre-sequel with all the DLC. Now, that's a common thing nowadays. Is they remaster a game or they just bring it to the next gen and they include all the DLC. But like. There is no game I can think of that DLC adds onto the world more than Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
you guys played Tales of the Borderlands yet?
Nah, I mean that's like
it's a different type of game. Yes, the same universe.
Yeah, but the thing is, with all the DLC, like honestly, that adds like this sounds exaggerated, but it's like with all the DLC included, it's probably like another 100. Plus hours.
Yeah, I mean,
I would venture like in the 200 range.
I want to say almost.
I'm already sold on the game. Yeah. I just had never had the time to do it.
Yeah, it's like here's the thing is not that to destroy Destiny or anything, but you know, a lot of people say that like they said the last expansion came out, calling expansion was being very 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 generous, but Borderlands, their expansions are usually like $10, and it's a lot. It's like another 6 hours of gameplay.
I know.
At least.
I know about that definitely, man. And I like Destiny a lot already. So if I know, I mean, you guys are selling me already on Borderlands already. So I'm excited to play it.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to a couple more news pieces before we head off for today. So Resident Evil Revelations was kind of like a new take on the Resident Evil series. I mean, it's still like canon and it's still part of the
tell me about that because I was wondering what is that?
So Resident Evil Revelations 1, I mean, like the
Two,
story,
right? Isn't it two?
Yeah, but I'm just saying one.
Okay.
Which is kind of like this hybrid between the old school Resident Evils, which was survival horror-y, and then Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, which was more action-y. It's kind of like the marriage between them two.
How many are there now?
How many Resident Evils are there?
Oh my
How many
God.
fingers do you have?
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot more than that.
Yeah, there's probably like 14 Resident Evil games.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Starting from what console?
There's
PlayStation
Resident Evil 1,
1.
2, 3, 4,
GameCube.
5, 6, Code Veronica. I'm not even gonna try.
Resident Evil Dead Aim,
Raccoon
Dead Aim
City.
2, Resident Evil Outbreak.
Oh yeah, Raccoon. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So there's a lot, but some people were disappointed by this. Some people weren't. Resident Evil Revelations is actually gonna have co-op, and like if you see, it's gonna be an episodic game, which I don't know how I feel about that. But the whole game takes over the course of like, you play in 2 sets of 2 people. One is Barry from Resident Evil 1, and then there's this like spirit type girl that follows him around, and you play as those 2 characters. The other one is, I think, Barry's daughter and Jill Valentine or Claire Redfield. But so it's gonna have co-op, but it's not gonna have online co-op. So it's only gonna be like offline, which is kind of
Yeah, that's weird.
yeah. It's I mean, like, I don't have a problem with it because I don't really care to play like story-driven games online co-op anyways. But in modern day, that's kind of unheard of.
So there's no online co-op whatsoever?
No.
What the?
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna change it, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, that's just weird. I mean, I'm all for co-op, but if you've played Resident Evil games co-op, it's Capcom in general. The split screen isn't generous at all.
We're adults. It's not like we
Yeah.
can all get together in one place and play a
Yeah.
game on co-op. Online makes it very convenient.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I hate Destiny, because you have to get in raids without matchmaking. Anyways, yeah. So no, I mean, it looks cool. Like Resident Evil Revelations is cool, and the idea of co-op sounds cool. But the whole episodic thing.
When's the
turns me
release
off.
date?
I think in a couple weeks.
Holy crap.
I mean, but like I said, it's episodic.
Like, how much are we talking? Like,
So I think it's gonna be $6 to $7 each episode.
oh, that's not bad.
Or it's $40 the whole thing. One of the interesting things is, so Tales of the Borderlands it came out, and I think they have episode 2 now. But generally, these episodic games, it's like a month or maybe even more in between episodes. But the director of the game says he's pushing to have
Yeah.
episode 1 come out 1 week, episode 2 come out the next, episode 3 come out the next, and I think there's 4 episodes and 2 bonus episodes or something like that. But he's pushing for weekly. If he pulls that off, that's kind of unprecedented.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't see it happen, but that'd be awesome.
I mean, but the game is like coming out in like a few weeks. So if they pull, I mean, like I
Yeah.
think they would know if they're
What
able
game
to
is
or
this?
not. Resident Evil Revelations.
Oh, I thought you were talking about another game. I thought you were talking about Resident Evil Rev.
Yeah, I mean it's weird that it's whatchamacallit. Well, we're just gonna skip ahead to the games for gold and the PlayStation Plus games for this month. So,
PlayStation 4 Plus or PlayStation Plus
4
wins in a
Plus.
landslide.
so we'll start with the games for gold, which I mean personally I kind of feel like they've been pretty weak lately, or just kind of always. So they have one free game for Xbox One, which is kind of like
looks cool. Looks pretty cool.
no. It looks awesome, but it's ridiculous that it's one game.
What is it?
It's called iDarb, and I'm not even going to attempt to explain it to you. It's like Super Smash Brothers meets volleyball meets soccer, but it's like 2D pixel art.
Yeah, it looks
It
pretty cool.
looks. I mean, it's. I'm pretty sure it's really fun. Like,
I hated that last game for gold one that was all pixelated, like a retro game.
Oh, Volgar the
I
Viking.
hated that game.
Yeah, that was a few months back.
It's supposed to be
Yeah.
hard on purpose.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it
I,
was-
mean,
but
I,
it
think,
wasn't
I,
fun.
th- I think it's more of like an artistic statement.
Guacamelee set the standard for me for
Yeah,
all those
it's-
games.
Yeah,
It's-
that's probably like
Love that game.
for Xbox One. That's probably been the best
Love that
best game
game.
for gold so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, so iDarb comes out, and like I said, I mean, I don't even really know how to explain it. It's like a it really is like a fighting, like a four. I think you play up to 8 players. Fighting game. You're like pixely characters, but it's not a fighting game. Like you're trying to like score this ball, and it's weird. But it
Like,
looks, it looks
what
really
was the show? Was it Ultimate Gladiator?
cool. American Gladiator.
American Gladiator? Yeah. Something like that?
But how much would that game be regularly?
Probably
Like
like
10.
10 or 20.
So, do they ever release like a AAA game and go?
Yeah,
Well,
On Plus.
Xbox One has yet.
yeah.
pretty sure-
Even
Xbox
like an
One
older
drops the
game.
ball.
Yeah.
Microsoft totally drops it, but
Spencer's trying, though. I'll give him that.
I love how you call him Spencer. Like, I was like,
Hey,
who is
Spence.
Spence?
Bill Spencer.
Yeah.
Oh, Spence. You know Spence.
Um, Yeah, I mean, like
Injustice.
I can only assume that they're trying to get.
Microsoft.
No, they're trying to get. Wow, AAA games. I was about to say third party games. But yeah, and like the fact that there's only one. Like if it was two, it would make it a little bit better. But so like yeah, I mean, I think because of that they're kind of like losing in this regard. The 360 games are Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, which is a game everyone's telling me to play, but I've made an active decision not to.
I heard it's really sad.
Yeah, it's an emotional game, but anything could be an emotional game. Like Thomas Was Alone is an emotional game. But if memory serves correct, this was a PlayStation Plus game years ago, or like a year or two ago, and I turned it on, and it's about two brothers. And if memory serves correct, I mean, I guess spoiler alert, the menu screen is one brother sitting in front of a grave. Which tells me the other brother is probably gonna. And I was like,
what? He makes graves?
Yeah, he's a grave. He's
a grave digger.
Yeah, exactly.
And then everyone says, "How could you possibly make a sequel to that?" So
yeah. So I am not.
Yeah, now he's standing in front of two graves.
Real quick, side tangent. There's a game called Ori and the Blind Forest. You've seen that before, right?
I've heard some good things about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you this right now. I heard about it on a podcast. I watched the opening prologue. It is like sad and beautiful. It's pretty much like what they compare it to, and it really is true. It's a lot like Up. I haven't seen Up, but I've seen like pictures on memes of like
Up's a good movie.
Of the opening. You know, the opening
hated
sequence.
that movie.
You know, I'm talking about how like the whole opening sequence is
we'll
really
talk
sad.
about that after.
Hated Up.
I didn't see it, but I just seen the opening. But you know, the opening's really sad. That's how this game is. It's like it's crazy storytelling.
What console is that going to be on?
I think
Ori.
Xbox One.
Ori is Xbox One.
It's Xbox One exclusive at the moment.
Okay, is it going to be free with gold or not?
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not. It's coming out soon, right?
Yeah,
I think.
So
is it so similar to Limbo?
No,
I'm not even sure what type of game it is.
No. It's like they're selling it as like a Metroidvania type game. There's like leveling. There's like a progression style in it.
So it's combat in it.
Yeah, there's definitely combat in it, but it's like you can alter gravity. Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say it to you if you want to be sad. It's like damn.
Is this an indie game?
Yeah, kind of.
You know, it's funny. It's
like
so
indie
funny.
is a nebulous term now.
It looks beautiful. It looks like crazy good.
I think it.
To me, it's either indie or AAA now.
I mean, no. I mean, like honestly, like Guardians of the Light came out. Tomb Raider Guardians of the Light or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
They push it as an indie. It's not an indie. Like it's backed by Microsoft.
You need to play that.
And like and by Square Enix. So I mean, indie it's less and less becoming so clear cut. But
Can I say something really fast?
Yeah, go for it.
Zach, could you man up? Like you won't even see Wally because you think it's sad.
Wally is like he had me watch like the first 20 minutes, and he's just doing like this mundane activity. He's alone in the world, but he has like an emotional component to it. I was like, no thanks. The other 360 game for gold is Sniper Elite version 2 or V2, which I mean, like it's a good game, but like Sniper Elite 3 came out last summer. So the fact that they're gonna have version 2, which is I don't even
probably 2011. I'm assuming 2011 or so.
I mean, Bunyan said it, and it's his comprehension of time is kind of unprecedented. It's probably right.
Yeah.
But so you know, it's kind of a weak month. Like I'm actually really excited for IDARB, but it's just like yeah. Anyways, on to the PlayStation Plus games, and then we'll get out of here. So for PS4. Transistor is coming out, and
I remember talking about Transistor.
Yeah. And
now it's free with PS Plus.
I've talked about this in length. Is that Transistor is like an incredible game.
Would you say it's incredible?
No, it's incredible.
Okay.
It's like super artistic. Like has like this great art design. Has like really good music. I almost said incredible again. It has like one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a game. But it's also like a really cool like top down like RPG. I can't even explain it. Yeah. It's an amazing game. I spoke very highly of it on previous podcasts. The other PS4 game is Apotheon, which they've like Sony or PlayStation showed a lot on it, like as far as the whole Like they're all highlighting indie games, and it's almost like I don't even know how to really explain it. It's like a Greek mythology type art style. Like imagine Guacamelee. I don't know if it's co-op, so don't get too excited over it.
Yeah.
But it has like almost like a Greek mythology.
Oh yeah, it looks like Hercules, like the writing on the wall in the Hercules cartoon.
Exactly, yeah.
That was cool.
So yeah, no, it looks really cool. And if memory serves correct, if like I'm pretty sure I saw a trailer for it. I mean, I did see a trailer for it a long time ago. Pretty sure it's actually pretty bloody.
Oh, cool.
Yakuza 4 for PS3. Those games some people love. It's kind of like a polarizing.
It looks cool.
Yeah, I haven't played one since
Yeah,
I think like
I've never played one. I've always wanted to.
So
Thief
is coming out for PlayStation 3. That's cool. I mean, as far as here's the thing I don't know is so Thief is also for PS4. So I don't know if you're gonna get the PS4 version as well or not. But Thief come out. Thief was kind of like built up to be this really good game.
No, yeah, Thief was one of the first games to come out for current gen.
And
I wanted to get it. I just wasn't gonna pay for it.
yeah.
So I'm happy that it's free now. I mean, like I said, my PS3 backlog is incredible, and I'm just loving all the free games I'm getting just lately. I mean, you're talking about I got the Hitman trilogy, I got the Batman Arkham Asylum just recently. Now I'm gonna get Thief. More games in the future coming out just on that alone, plus the flash shells that are coming out, and I'm just loving to be a PlayStation fan right now. Do not correct me. I am also a Xbox fanboy, PlayStation fanboy, Wii fanboy. I love them all.
You're a video game fanboy.
I'm a video game fanboy, so I just don't play PC.
A console fanboy. There
Console
we go.
fanboy, yeah. So, I had a question though. When do you think deals with gold for Xbox Live on Xbox One? When do you think they'll put a AAA game out there?
For deals with gold?
Yeah,
Deals with gold or games with gold?
for games with gold.
Okay, I
E3.
don't know about games with gold, but deals with gold has really good deals.
I know deals. I know the deals are good. I saw the
In
deals.
fact, Dragon Age is $38 right now, which is insane. I spent $60 on that, and
Yeah.
I would buy it again.
But I'm thinking, you think when do you think that might happen? Like, let's say the games that came out for current gen from like day one, or like so and so. You had Thief came out. Maybe they could have done
I
that.
completely agree with Bunyan. I think it's going to be E3. I think Phil Spencer is going to come out there with some cryptic T-shirt of a game coming out in like 2 years, like he normally does, and he's going to be like, "Games of Gold has hit." Verbatim, he's going to say something like this: "Games of Gold has been great on 360, but it's not where we want it to be on Xbox One."
But now it is.
So now we're announcing that every game ever created is going to be the game for gold for
That'd be awesome.
for
Yeah.
July
Yeah.
2015.
You gotta be awesome.
Go ahead. Sorry.
and smart.
There's still 2 more games on the PlayStation Plus that
Oh,
I
yeah,
need to
go
get to
for it.
eventually. But go
Okay,
ahead.
so you gotta be awesome and smart. I think is if you just said Killer Instinct with all characters, been game for gold as
Yeah,
well.
no,
that
that'd
would be
be-
smart because it's been free. A lot of people, and it'll get some people like who are kind of on edge about Killer Instinct to be able to, hey, have all the characters and try them all out. I mean, I think that'd be smart, and then they may want to buy more. I think if you announce Killer Instinct, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, we are running out of time, so I'm just breeze through these last 2. For Vita is Kick and Fennec, which is probably going to be like one of these kind of bizarre. Yeah, that's the
You
other
mentioned
one
that
I'm
either
going
one.
to get to. But yeah, Kick and Fennec. It says I'll read the description real quick. According to PlayStation blog, soon after waking up in a desolate but colorful world, Kick meets a small flying robot named Fennec. When Fennec saves Kick from a menacing guard robot, they find out Fennec's battery is broken. Together, they embark on an adventure to the core tower to find Fennec a new energy core. And you would think that description would give you a better idea of what the game is, but it doesn't at all. So the other game, and I mentioned this on our last podcast, is I think is like one of the more underrated games like ever, is Rogue Legacy. It's
How is
technically
it underrated? They got great reviews, and
Because it was
Rogue Legacy.
yeah, I thought it got great reviews.
I mean, I don't. Where did that come from?
I just remember we talking about that.
I gave it an awesome review. I think it's awesome, but I don't like it.
I thought it was really well reviewed,
Well,
and people were
usually
playing
indie
it.
games are underrated.
I remember
If not
Aaron
everybody
loving to play it.
everybody gets one.
Aaron wanted to play it. But like,
he did. He
I was
finished
so
it.
stuck on.
No,
No,
he didn't
I
finish
played
it.
Shovel Knight, which I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa.
yeah,
Whoa,
okay,
start over.
that's where this is coming from. I was wondering.
I mixed it up.
Don't worry, Shovel Knight.
and-
There's DLC coming out for Shovel Knight. I'm so excited for that. That's
A
another,
new
that's another
campaign
time.
too. That's
New
crazy.
campaign. That's freaking awesome.
Sorry, guys. I mixed up Shovel Knight with Rogue Legacy.
But yeah, so Rogue Legacy, real quick, it's like old school Castlevania, side to side Metroidvania, however you want to put it. But it's procedurally generated, so every time you go into the castle, it's different. But it's not like these games like Binding of Isaac, where there's no real progress, or Spelunky for that matter. Is like you collect gold on your run. You die, you use your gold to buy power ups. And then that power up stays with you from there on.
Yeah.
So
Very fun game.
So it's a really, really tough game, but it's fair and it is so good. And they consider it a Vita game, but since it's cross-buy, you'll get it for PS3, PS4, and Vita.
Nice.
Also, I don't know if you're going to mention this either, but for Wii U right now, you get Metroid. Was it the collection?
Yeah,
That
Metroid trilogy. Yeah,
Metroid trilogy.
$10.
All 3 games right now for $10.
But I don't
One or
know-
two
I
are
don't-
awesome.
I don't know when. I mean, they're all horrible.
I think they're only going to last for about a week
Metroid
or so
Prime
in that
is
deal.
Metroid Prime. This is unpopular opinion. Metroid Prime series and Uncharted series, the most overrated series in gaming history.
One was awesome. One was really cool. There was this awesome.
They are the Jay-Z and Tupac. They are the Led Zeppelin.
I get what you're saying. They're a
What
little
did you say
overrated.
about Led Zeppelin, idiot?
Anyway, what were you saying?
I mean, they are a little overrated. The first one was really awesome. Like the first one was cool because I really felt the desolation. You know, you're stranded on this planet by yourself. 2 was it was like the Twilight Princess of Metroid games. It was just you're constantly going back between these two worlds. It was just damn annoying. And 3 was awesome because it was more action based. Because I guess they're getting inspired by Halo and all these scripted games. So
it's funny because it's like it's not even that it's more action based. That like it wasn't the lack of action that got me. It was just like boring. And the thing is like I think that every Metroid before they went to Prime were amazing games. I think Super Metroid is probably like top 10 games ever. But then they went 3D, and then it just kind of ruined the whole experience for me. And then that's why I hate Uncharted as well, is because Uncharted is so generic. But Last of Us is such like an engaging and awesome.
Uncharted's awesome, bro. Uncharted 2.
I'm an Uncharted fan.
Uncharted 2. Have you
So
played
is-
2
I
yet?
heard Uncharted 2.
so is
I just
every
bought
other
Uncharted
person.
2 on a PS3 with the deal we had last week.
Did you play
Awesome.
Uncharted 1?
I played Uncharted 3.
It's the exact
No,
same game.
it's a lot
One,
different.
two, and
Uncharted
three.
three.
It's one of the first games. Okay, you know how now in games like you'll be walking,
Yeah.
and like say the stage will be shaking, but you could still move and
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
Uncharted 2 was the first game to be able to do that, like to integrate like cutscene and gameplay at the same time. Like you
That's
know,
cool. Yeah, I know. And
And,
that's
and
what
it has
sold
this
me.
one feature that lets you fall asleep during cutscenes.
like okay, and like in Dead Space. Remember in Dead Space? A lot of times you get grabbed by something, but you can
Yeah.
still shoot. Uncharted 2 was a game that started that.
No, I agree.
All right, guys.
All right.
We'll talk about overrated games on another podcast. That's gonna do it for us. At
Wait,
Gamer-
can I say one thing real quick?
No,
Hey, we started a new segment. What is it called?
This Week in Gaming.
It's a video segment. If you want to see what these guys actually look like, they're half handsome.
Well, watching it next week, I'm a lot better looking. I'll be more clean shaved for the ladies out there, and who else is interested?
My beard is going to be just as
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you got to
but-
shave that thing,
Yeah,
dude.
nope.
It
Never.
looks really, really scary.
That's where I get my strength from.
Anyway, guys, go to the Facebook page and you're gonna see the video. It's episode. One, are we calling it an episode or are we calling it a
We're
what?
doing it by the week.
By
It's
the
a
week.
weekly segment.
Yeah, so check it out. I think you'll laugh and you'll cry.
Yeah. You'll feel a little bit, but it's
And
okay.
it's only like 5 minutes long, so it's not even
5
long.
minutes and 36 seconds. And
Is
a
it
minute-
really?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And it's just really, I mean, it's really just super candid because we try our best to be we just messed up.
We cursed a lot.
just messed up a lot.
No, we cursed a lot.
Yeah, we had to start over.
But we have a great editor here by the Gameless.
Yeah. the
Anyways,
Gameless, the
remember,
tortoise.
you could check us out at gamergameless.com, facebook.com/gamergameless, or our shiny new Twitter. I don't care. It's going to be shiny and new forever.
That's fine.
Deal with it.
It's fine.
At
Facebook.
gamergameless.
I'm just saying, once 2016 hits, it's not shiny anymore.
It will be. I will polish it.
I mean, it's not gonna be new. It's me. Okay, it'll be shiny because you polish it,
Spit
but it's not
shine,
gonna be
spit
new.
shine it. There you go.
Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys. Peace.